My name is Reynie, Tinhaero. I am the Deputy Chief of the Child Abuse Division here at the Dallas County, and I'm one of 13 prosecutors. We have 13 prosecutors that's been dedicated to the Child Abuse Division. We've got a staff of 10 investigators, 6 support staff, and a dog. Yes, we have Roper. Roper has helped us out many times because, as you know, the courtroom can be an extremely intimidating place. But the courtroom never fails to surprise me because every Monday, what's going on right now is we're picking juries. And our prosecutors are in there right now picking juries for these kind of cases. And what, I don't know if it catches me off guard, but it happens so often, is when we start talking about this and we start asking people, does anybody know somebody who's ever been affected by this crime? Not only do the hands go up, and there's always more hands, but the other prosecutors will be walking by and they don't realize how many hands start going up. But it almost never fails that there's always that one person sitting over there, slowly raises his hand and says, I've never told anybody. This is the first time. And that always just kind of takes me back, and you can always feel the room leaving, or the air leaving the room. And almost just as sad as that is when you look over and you see somebody crying who's not raising their hand. And you know what's going on there. We try our best to do everything that we can to help bring, I don't know, some kind of closure. We know it doesn't close. It goes on, it goes on. But we do the best that we can. With 13 prosecutors, each prosecutor has maybe 100 cases. You get done with that fight. You spend all week in trial. You have a small high, because there is no greater high than winning one of these cases. There's no greater low than losing one of these cases. And then you walk back into your office and then you see the wall full of files over there and you realize, well, you gotta start on the next one. But it's a fight that I've been in this division for 13 years. I've been able to leave anytime I wanted to. Could have gone to another division, but in the end, those other places, they deal with stuff that are stolen and things like that, and that's important to people too. But when our children are violated, that's a whole different story. We've gone through some of the numbers of these kids that are violated, and it's just astonishing. It never seems to want to stop, but we have to do everything that we can here to fight that fight. These little kids can't fight that fight on their own. We have to do everything that we can to help these children tell as soon as possible. We know they don't tell immediately. Some of y'all here who may have experienced it didn't tell immediately. We know that that's the case. We have to watch our children and see when we see changes in their pattern, when they're not acting the same way, that we might want to start questioning them. The sad thing is that I think a lot of people think that it's always a stranger who does this kind of stuff. And we all know here anyways that that's not the case. Unfortunately, more often than not, it's somebody that they know. So that makes it even harder for these children to want to talk, to want to tell somebody, because it's somebody that they love who's committed this crime on them. And it's not just physical, it's sexual, it's all this other abuse. That's the other thing that astonished me when I first got to this division, is I thought of abuse as for the most part as being physical abuse. I didn't realize that 90% of our cases were sexual abuse. To do nothing, to remain quiet, that is the biggest crime ever. The civil rights leader Benjamin Mays once said, every man and woman is born into the world to do something unique and something distinctive. We are those people. We have been given a task to protect those that are the most vulnerable. When you pick up your child and they put that arm around you, you're fighting for them. They can't do it themselves. We have to do it for them. You know, they wrap that little arm around you, and I have a 4-year-old, and we're sitting there and getting ready to go on Adventureland. She wanted to ride those go-karts, and we're just holding on, and she's got one arm around, and the other arm is just patting right there. And you want to savor those moments, and you want to keep them as innocent as possible. we have to do everything that we can.